Everybody, and welcome to the 45th edition of LM's Weekly Wrap, our weekly program to cover all the developments relating to the markets, what is expected going forward into the markets. It's been a very, very busy season as far as the earnings go. We are coming towards the fag end of the earnings season, and I think not disappointing at all. We've seen some very good results, some very good commentaries by the companies, especially the mid cap, the small cap companies. They've given very good commentary. And as far as the sectors are concerned, we've seen auto sector and the banking sector doing all the heavy lifting for the market. The international scenario also continues to be quite stable. There are some signs of things stabilizing in the international markets, but for more perspective on the international markets as well as the domestic markets, I'm joined by Jash Shah. Jash, welcome to the show, and kindly take us ahead on the developments in the markets.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be here. And as usual, I'll be starting with the international, domestic, and also the Nifty levels. As we've seen, the Nifty has been very, very active since the last 2-3 weeks. Especially the last week, we've seen the Nifty coming off by about 200 to 300 points. But I would say it was only profit booking, as the mid cap sectors and the smaller companies have been very active, and they've been going up despite the index, the Nifty 50, coming down. So that some sort gives us a boost that the market is not very worried, and it is not a trend reversal. It is just a mere profit booking. As we've also been saying that you should keep booking profit, but everyone who's invested has made quite a decent return, and I think continue to follow us, and you'll get all the good reports, and you'll be able to invest over there. Now coming to the US, the global markets, we've seen a lot of cheer in this week as the debt ceiling, US has decided, amicably going to decide that the debt ceiling is going to be increased from $31.4 trillion. They're going to have a meeting as soon as Sunday. So it gives a very strong sense that the US is not going to default on the 1st June payments, and that is why the local banks have started rallying in the last 2 days, and also the Dow Jones ended up higher yesterday. This gives a boost in sense of that we are not looking at the recession in US, and the US job data also have been suggesting the same thing, as it has been very strong. So I think this is a lot of relief. We see the situation stabilizing in the global scenario. The US is stabilizing, and we are seeing the effect on Indian markets, directly on the Indian markets, as we see FIIs have been constant buyers since the last few days, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and on the contrary, DII has been selling, but not a very big amount, but somewhat they have been net sellers. So this sums up my domestic and global scenario. I would hand over to Nirav sir for more of a sectoral idea and what we can see in the coming week. Thank you.
Thank you, Jash. So, as rightly pointed out, the global scenario seems to be stabilizing a bit. The domestic markets continue to be in good form, and we've seen relentless FII buying interest in the markets. That is helping boost the markets. But first of all, we start off with our sectoral outlook as always, because that is going to be very meaningful from investing in the market perspective. First of all, we start off with the auto sector. I think auto sector, as pointed out by me, has done all the heavy lifting along with the banking space, and we saw last week auto stocks which were the prime movers of the market. We saw big gains in Tata Motors, we saw gains in Maruti, we saw gains in Eicher Motors, and this week I think it was a turn of Hero MotoCorp. I think it was one of the biggest gainers as far as this week is concerned. Although Hero MotoCorp has been a weak performer, but I think in relative terms, I think it's trying to make a comeback. Still two-wheeler story is continues to remain weak, but I think in the overall auto space, We are seeing the stocks, most of the stocks have recovered. We are seeing very good performance in auto ancillaries as well. So I think most of the auto stocks continue to perform quite well, and the outlook going forward seems to be relatively much more stable. As far as auto ancillaries are concerned, we've seen good momentum, as we had pointed out earlier also. Stocks like Sona BLW, that is Sona Comstar, Mahindra CIE, Minda Corp, Sundaram Fasteners, Swaraj Engines. I think all these stocks, auto ancillary stocks, continue to perform very well. We've seen tire stocks which have been on a roll. We've seen stocks hit 52-week high. Stocks like Seat, or JK Tires, or MRF, or Apollo Tires, all these stocks have performed exceptionally well in the markets. And JK Tire, as pointed out by us, it hit our target of 204 and has come back to 174 levels. So these are very good opportunities. These are very good trading times also. If the stock drifts further lower, then we feel it's a good opportunity to again accumulate the stock with a medium to long term horizon. So I think auto ancillary stocks continue to perform very well. Next sector is banking. In banking, I think this week belong clearly to two stocks. One is IndusInd Bank and the second is Axis Bank. Even as far as the results were concerned, we had HDFC Bank, which did not react much to its numbers, impending the merger which is going to take place. We had ICICI Bank, where the markets did not react to the numbers, but markets are particularly more interested in IndusInd Bank and Axis Bank from a medium to long term perspective. As far as NBFCs are concerned, NBFCs continue to perform quite well in trade, and I think some of the stocks which we can look forward to from a price value equation are AB Capital, Larsen & Toubro Finance, L&T Finance Holdings. They're looking particularly interesting from an investment perspective. Third is coming to capital goods. I think capital goods space continues to perform quite well. We have Siemens, ABB, Thermax, which continue to do quite well. On the infrastructure side, I think Larsen & Toubro markets particularly did not react positively to the numbers of Larsen & Toubro, because there was evidently some margin pressure which was there. But overall, I think the order book continues to be very, very strong. Going forward, the execution is going to pick up, and I think overall the story remains quite strong. Next is cement. I think cement stocks, most of the cement stocks barring Ambuja and ACC, they have been on a roll. We've seen very good performances from Ultratech Cement. We've seen good performances from Shea Cement. Yesterday we had the numbers of Remco. We had Dalmia Bharat, which posted the numbers. And I think most of the cement stocks have seen a very strong improvement, or a very sharp improvement in the volumes. Volumes have picked up, although the average realizable value has been flat on a year-on-year basis, and the input pricing pressure continues. That means the prices of petcoke and coal continue to be on the higher side, which is putting pressure on the margins of the cement companies.
Sir, sorry to cut you, but the volumes uptake is a very positive note, I feel.
Yes.
That is in turn will increase the realizations in the future, right?
It may not increase the realizations in the future, because if we were to take into account the commentary from the cement companies, they are saying that although they expect a growth of 9% in the next year, that is FY24, but there's going to be a huge capacity addition which is coming, and
Correct.
that capacity addition which is going to come, that means the excess capacity which is going to be created is going to put a lot of pressure on the prices. So cement industry is essentially hoping that the cost optimization has to take place, or the prices of raw materials have to come down, or the prices of power, coal, which is putting a lot of pressure on the
Correct.
prices, will come down. So it's a tricky situation as far as the cement sector is concerned. Realizations may not be able to come down, because wherever they have announced price hikes, there has been a rollback. So that's a tricky situation as far as the cement sector is concerned.
So basically, we need to watch out on this sector.
Yes, because once the valuations go up, it's going to be difficult for them to sustain at the higher levels, because margin expansion cannot take place because of improvement in realizations.
Correct.
And next, of course, we are coming to metal space. Metals continues to be a weaker point. I think two sectors which have been under tremendous pressure is metals and IT. Metals continues to struggle. We are seeing Tata Steel. We've seen the results of Jindal Steel and Power, which has also been disappointing. Today we have the results of JSW Steel. So metals continues to be under pressure. And as far as IT is concerned, we are seeing Infosys, TCS, frontline IT stocks also grapple with some sort of pressure. As far as pharma sector is concerned, we are seeing pharma has had a relatively good show. We've seen companies like Lupin or Glenmark. Glenmark is at a 52-week high, is attracting good level of interest from the buyers. So I think it's been selective performance as far as the pharma sector is concerned. And finally, I think just to sum up, some stocks which are looking very good from a price value equation point of view. I think we've identified a few stocks which have hit lows, and where we believe that there is a potential to turn around. First is ABFRL, Aditya Birla Fashion Retail. The stock has gone below the 200 levels. It's completed a lot of acquisitions, and these acquisitions may be pricey, but definitely we see that there's going to be turnaround, and when there is a turnaround, definitely we see a lot of value emerging. The second stock is Crompton Greaves Consumer Electricals, whose numbers are expected today, and they have recently acquired the Butterfly brand, which continues to do very well. The third stock is DLF. The fourth stock is Dollar Industries, Graphite India, Indian Hotels, Thomas Cook. These are some of the stocks which can be accumulated with a medium to long term horizon. And of course, we've got a lot of queries that we want stock ideas from your side. So essentially, these are some of the stock ideas which can generate medium to long term returns. So very attractive in terms of the management bandwidth, in terms of the business model, etc. And these stocks can be accumulated with a medium to long term horizon. A lot of things to discuss, but time constraints do not permit us beyond this. So please do write back to us with your feedback on our program. And I think I'll now hand over to Jash for the concluding remarks.
Thank you, sir. It was a very exhaustive session. Thanks to the earnings season, we have a lot to talk about, but the time doesn't permit us. But if you want more insight on our stock ideas, please download our app. You have all the weekender reports and other trading reports available over there. Like, share, and subscribe. And please do give us a rating on the App Store and the Google Play Store. Thank you.
Thank you.